Let's go!
But
Have I met you before?
I think you have. What number show is this for you? Have you kept count all these years?
I honestly, I believe this is number 20.
Wow. And is this the final Vegas one?
Yes. At
It's
least.
fitting that we are your send-off.
Yeah. No, I'm actually really pleased about that. The only thing that could happen after this would be if a buddy of mine randomly surprises me with tickets to Rob on Saturday. I don't know. I have no idea if that's happening in the same.
Yeah, there you go.
So here we are at Vamped in Vegas. Spire 1 Powerman 5000. AudioVein Entertainment here. Thank you, Pat, by the way. Is a coworker of mine.
His arms are going to get tired.
Yeah, they're going to be tired.
Invest in a tripod for the next one.
Hey, goals, you know,
Yeah.
goals. Right now, he's my tripod. So,
I am a tripod.
yeah, right.
It's getting weird.
We're gonna kind of pick up from the last times I spoke to you up in Canada. You know.
Wow, yeah.
That one, that surprising show.
Yeah.
That was only 6 years ago. So at the time, you were still working on New Wave.
Oh wow, was that long ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you were just like in the middle of recording, still writing, and all that shit.
Right.
So New Wave came out.
Yep.
And you had said at the time that it kind of reminded you of maybe country radio in the sense of like it was kind of more diverse and like things were, you know.
Yeah, and it was definitely less, like, noticeably less electronic.
Yeah.
Like it was much more guitar forward and a little rougher, a little looser. So yeah, that, I mean, look, every record you start out one way, because I remember making that record and that was the intent. Just make this raw, more live sounding record, and then you get halfway through making it and you wanted to make like fuck, start over. But yeah, we did that, and yeah, toured on that a lot. That was a cool record. It's a lot of songs on that it's like every record you make, you can't play them all live.
No.
So there's a bunch of songs off that we just never played live, which I think would have been pretty rocking.
Oh my God, would be a good one to throw in there.
Yeah, Hostage was one we were gonna put in the set. I was driving on this tour and I was like, had this concept, and I don't know if it's a bad idea or not, but do like kind of like a deep dive tour where you just play the songs you've never played. You know what I mean? I mean,
I think, and I can speak not only for myself, but you know, the Megatronic crew, you know, like
yeah.
I don't know, we'd fucking love that.
Yeah, but I don't know if everybody would.
Maybe not
maybe
everyone.
you'd have to then for the encore play Bombshell and Worlds Collide,
Yeah.
you know, and give them that, but because it's a challenge. I know I'm getting off the question, but it's a challenge with all these records and all these years, and you know, the set list doesn't change that much because you got to play this, you got to play this, you got to play this, and then you try something new and it doesn't quite work, so you dump that one and you go back, you know. So it would be fun to do a tour that is like, okay, let's go through all the records and like pick the cool songs that we've never played before that I think would work live. I think that would be really fun. Maybe just do like a week of that or something, see how it works.
I mean, you got the catalog for it.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, you know, it's not just you know, you don't have only a couple albums. Some people may think you only have a couple albums.
Some people think we have one album, but you know, that's okay.
You've got like 10 plus that you can choose from.
Yeah.
So, and again, if you're checking this out and you've never listened to more than just one Powerman 5000 album, this is disappointing, you know? Check some other shit out.
Yeah, there's a lot of music. I mean, look, if people know one album or one song in this lifetime, it's a win. You know what I mean? Really, when you think about the odds of, you know, all the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of bands trying to, you know, so I just feel eternally grateful that anybody knew anything at any time. So, you know, we go on tour. I'm just every night I walk on stage, and the fact that anyone is there to me is like some kind of crazy miracle. You know, after all these years, and you know, and there's a level of enthusiasm that is still there. It's pretty remarkable. You know, may not be playing stadiums, but You know.
Well, and that's something we're gonna get to. So the New Wave tour lasted for a little while and is solid.
Yep.
And then you put out another album, the Noble Rod.
Yes.
And that's your newest one to date.
Yes, which was sort of the antithesis of that one. It is much more.
Yes, it's like almost purely electronic.
Yeah, it's very electronic, but more in the sense of you know, Powerman electronic.
Yeah.
Let's collide kind of, and say nobody's real. And you know, I think that's what happens. You make one, and then you kind of have to bounce back
React
into
to
a
it.
different one. And that one was cool because. The single, if there is such a thing anymore, was a song called Black Lipstick, which we wrote, and I was like, oh, this song, it was really exciting to me because you have this thing in writing music or making a movie is that if you're making something and it feels like it's somebody else's, then you know you've maybe done something cool.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of separate yourself from it. So when we made that song, I was like, this seems like somebody else's song. Like, it's cool. Like, I like it because it doesn't feel like, you know, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm listening to myself and criticizing it. So, but I also had the fear that Powerman fans were gonna fucking hate it because it was very like dark wave kind of vibe. And oddly, we put it out, and the response was super fucking positive. Like people were like, "Wow, they actually wrote a good song." And like people know, you know, websites like whatever, Metal Sucks or one of these, you know, they usually just sit there to trash you. They're like, surprisingly good, you know, and the streaming numbers were higher than the last record, you know. So it was kind of, again, it's encouraging when you do have a fan base that seems to be open to you experimenting and trying some different things. So that was like a pleasant surprise because I was expecting a world of shit for that album and that song. Right.
So, No Rock came out at a very interesting time in the world, you know. How did COVID affect you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the band, it just stopped. You know, we didn't do anything for a long time, like most people. I mean, I think it was, you know, the upside, it gave people a lot of time to stay home and discover music. And so I think it didn't hurt in the sense of people knowing that record. It just, you know, took us, the normal cycle is you put a record out and you go and tour on it. But COVID in general for me was interesting because for that time period, because I was like, I wasn't excited about a pandemic, but I was actually excited about having an excuse to do nothing. Because I never do nothing, you know. It's always planning the next record, the next tour, the next movie, and all this stuff. So for about 6 months, I was loving it. I was just like watching TV, catching up on, and then at that point, I started to go crazy. And it didn't seem to be any end in sight for being able to go back on tour. So that's when the idea was, let's make a movie. And so, you know, to me, that was I don't know if I would have done, you know, started making the movies and stuff if it wasn't for that downtime. So, you know, it's for that I'm sort of thankful for it forcing me to figure out something else to fill my time.
So, you did start doing movies. How many have you done now? 2, 3?
Just finished the third one, which isn't out yet, but we are in post right now, and yeah, it's the best one, and it's just, I'm really excited about it. But hopefully we will, I'll have more info about it where it will be available soon.
Okay. And how were the reviews and critics and all that on the first two?
It's the same as music.
Yeah.
Somebody loves it, somebody hates it. You know, it's like, you can't, you know, I feel like everything I do is pretty divisive. It's like either people love it or they think it's the worst fucking piece of shit there is. Which I feel like is a win. If you're in the middle and everyone feels like, it's okay, that's cool. You know, I don't want to ever be there. I want to, you know, have people really appreciate what you do and understand it, and if people don't dig it, that's fine. But yeah, it's a whole new world of criticism. You know, but it's great because I've had 30 years of being in a band to build up such a thick skin that nothing bothers me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, if all of those critics were right, you wouldn't still be doing this, you know?
Yeah, and look, and It's fine. We live in a world of criticism now. We live where everybody's a critic. Everybody has a YouTube channel. Everybody has, Twitter and all this shit. There's so many voices that you can't really listen to any of them.
Right.
Ultimately you just got to do what you do. And like film, I assume, is kind of like music, where time is what matters. I found over the years of making records that generally, a lot of times you put a record out and there might be an initial backlash against it, and then in 3 years everyone's like, love that album, that's a classic, So you can't really worry about what anybody says. You just gotta do your thing.
So, rumor mill kind of thing. Working on new music.
Yeah, it's done. New album's done. And so, I don't know when it's coming out, but I assume it's early next year, maybe? Yeah, went in between tours and filming the latest movie and also recorded a record. So, trying to decide how would you describe it? It's, it's interesting. It's almost like, when we talk about new wave being very guitar and then lower rock being more electronic. I feel like some songs are very electronic and some songs are very not electronic. So it's maybe a
kind of a hybrid.
Certain songs are very different than others, but it's cool. I'm excited about a couple of these tracks to play live for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
When can we expect for a single?
I don't know. I'm gonna deliver it. It's been delivered to the label, so it's kind of up to them. I assume it'll be after the holidays. You never want to put anything out now. Right? I don't care. Yeah.
Still with Cleopatra?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, that's a good working relationship. So far, it's
put out the record. I don't know what else they're supposed to do.
All right. So something we had talked about last time, and I'm bringing it up now because I had asked the Megatronic crew if they had anything, and the same thing kept coming up. So I was like, all right, I'll bring it up again, but like in a different way. So. The good, the bad, the ugly. Volume 1 happened.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a Volume 2, but a lot of that era was under DreamWorks and whatever else. So that wouldn't be under your control anyway. But
true. Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to do something like that, how would that even be approached?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Who has ownership of those records? And you've got so many different band members that wrote on those songs. It would probably be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what's left. It might be have to retitle it just The Bad. I don't know if there's any good left or ugly. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good. There might be some stuff.
I mean, there was a lot of soundtrack stuff, and then
putting together some B-side, like that. But legally, I don't really know how you can. Or I don't think maybe I can just do it and no one will notice. Is it like don't ask for permission, just ask for forgiveness later? People are putting vinyl out now. This company just put the Tonight Stars Revolt and Mega Kung Fu's coming out on vinyl. Not that I see it now.
I won't say excited me, but my collection has been growing, and which I actually got a copy of Private Little Word recently.
Oh shit!
Which was given to me.
Wow.
As a gift from someone.
Crazy.
And I was like, I can't even believe that this is out.
It's hard to believe that any of those exist, because I can't imagine that we made more than 100 of those.
Yeah.
And that you're talking about 1990 or 92 or something that thing came out?
Early 90s.
The fact that there's something like that has made it this far.
Yeah, because that wasn't like any kind of record label thing or whatever. It was just you guys making a tape.
Xeroxing. It's funny. I still have. I don't really throw much. I have like notebooks, original lyric pages. And then the other day I was cleaning out something. I found an art pad, and in it was the artwork for it in the way you would do it back. We didn't use Photoshop, so it's just cut and paste. It's Xerox pictures and glued on a piece of paper that I would
make sure it's the right size.
Takes the local, staples I would Xerox them out and make the covers, and that's how you did it back then. it was a fun time, man, doing things like that. You know, that spirit of
Literally do it.
ingenuity and do it yourself. It's. I mean, I suppose it exists. It just all exists in digital form. Like, you know, and that's how we make the flyers. You know, and just hang them up around town.
I'm sure you got some pretty cool flyers from the early days.
Yeah, I think I have a book with like all of them. Just, you know, I don't know why I'm hanging on to them.
Why not?
You know.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
You'll find a reason for it.
Yeah, they're fun to look at sometimes. You know, it's like a different lifestyle.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I mean, you've been doing this for 2 years now. You know, at least Powerman itself. You know, I'm sure you definitely didn't expect that back then.
No.
And here you are. You know, you got another new album coming out.
Yeah, every album's the last one until I make another one. I've been writing like if you pay close attention to most of the records, there's always a song on it that's like, see you later, I'm done, and then another one comes out, you know. And this was the same one. The last song on this new album is called The Last Chapter. You know, because it's always like, I always assume that this is it, and then, you know.
I think one of the more interesting in songs that you had was on Transform, the shape of things to come. You know,
Yeah.
like, unknowingly at the time, you know, you didn't know what all was about to go on, and yet.
Yeah, I mean it's right. I never thought of it that way because the Transform days were. I mean, that really was the end of a certain way of doing things, and it was when, you know, we went from being on a major to being an independent band again.
Yeah.
But it was also early in that time, it was 2003, I think, that people hadn't figured out that there was a way to do it independently and that you didn't need a record label. And so for us, it was a weird time because it really felt like, well, that's it. And it took a long time to figure out that you could do it yourself and you could keep going. And,
1, 2, hey, 1, 2, 1, 2, hey, 1, 2.
I know.
There was a door there.
So you're doing this little short run right now,
Yes.
and then holidays are coming.
This is, this will be end for this year, and then we probably won't hit the road till March next year, and then we've got some festival stuff, and
here in Vegas.
yeah, we're doing the Signal World, and I think we're doing Rockville and Aftershock and a few things like that, and yeah, so, you know, I mean, at that point, hopefully the new album will be out, and we'll be playing some new songs.
Right. So coming back around to earlier in your interview, so you finally did a tour with Rob and Static X and all that stuff, and you were playing some pretty pieces that you haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
How was that? How the other guys feel about it?
It was good. I mean, we had look, when you do a tour like that, it's like vacation. You know, 'cause you're, you know,
Yeah.
we're off stage by 7:30 and having dinner by 8, and our night's done. We just get to watch the cool bands, you know. Yeah, it was a really great experience. It was really fun, and you know, I think that the mix of bands was really cool because I know, you know, Rob's idea was like to get as if you went back to 1999 and who would you see, you know, and just to put those bands together, it was really cool. You know, we worked great together. It was really fun. It was you know, because we're not you know, we would go on first, but even in a show with ultimately 15,000 people, we'd go on first, and it would be almost full because people, I think, really were excited about the whole group of bands.
Yeah.
I was expecting to play in front of an empty
No,
house, but
and it was the same with that. What was that? Big MGM that I saw that.
yeah, packed.
And I walked in and I kind of felt like I was hoping that there would be more people, and I walked in and I was like, oh wow, there's
Yeah, no,
actually
because
back
when you
here.
do those kind of shows or those festivals, you know, you can run the risk of playing to nobody. You know, because everybody waits for the headliner. But I think in that particular lineup, you know, it's like, oh shit, Powerman, oh shit, Static X, oh Mudvayne, oh yeah. So people just got there for the whole thing. Yeah, it was great.
Awesome tour. So I guess I'm gonna see you in Florida or New Orleans or anywhere down there.
Yeah. We don't get down there a lot, but we did this past year, so I think we're gonna start shit.
Exactly. All right. Until next time.